folks, it's Mike Herbert again and another freebie video for you. I know I separated out some of you that have had lots of the freebie videos but still consider yourself to be beginners. And we probably raced ahead a little bit. I'm guilty of just racing ahead a little bit. So this is straight back to basics again. I've got the guitar tuned up in standard tuning and we're just going to look at one of the most basic sort of blues riffs that we could look at. That's with a little run end. Sort of thing, okay? And show you just how to play a basic blues riff, which most of you will know, but this is perhaps just slight variations, especially on one of the turnarounds is the E, E7, A minor, and then the E and the B7. So it's a strong turnaround. So let's have a look at this 12 bar then, and the way to lead into this, a couple of ways we can do it. One is to use the first and third string, and we're using the middle finger and the ring finger here, and we hold them just like that. And we're going to start off on the 4th fret, and if you look at my pick hand, my right hand here, we're going to pick the 3rd string and then the 1st and then the 3rd. And we could just finish with one more beat. So we could do it once or twice. We slide down 1 fret, and then 1 more fret, then 1 more fret, and just finish on that 3rd string. So it would sound like this. Again. And then to bring us back up to the last note, the last chord of the sequence, which is this B7, we have this little run which starts off on the 6th string, open, and then on the 4th fret, and then the 5th string open, and then the 1st fret, and then the 2nd string, and at that point we hold the chord down here. So that would sound like this. So that's how we can start. So let's have a look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they were immediately into a 12 bar blues. Now we're in E, we're in the key of E, so the chord that we would play is an E chord, which hopefully, no matter how basic you consider your playing to be, you'll know what an E chord looks like. But we don't need all of the strings, we only need this top 2 or 3, which means that we only really need to hold here. This string can stay open, and the A string there we can fret 2 frets up, 1, 2, giving us a B. And then we get the rocking bass bit by doing this with either our pinky or our ring finger, depends how long your fingers are. And notice I'm damping the strings. And the way to damp the strings is to use the flat, the palm of my hand there, just to rest gently onto the, right near the bridge there. And to move between the chords we can have a little bass run, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So back to the beginning again. If that one's too complex for you, by the way, there's a simplified version which is just the ring finger there on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and use the 3rd and then the 1st string open. Of that. So into the 12 bar itself then, and we start with the E chord, which is just this finger. If you're not strong enough to hold both of those strings, just hold that one, just the 5th string, 2nd fret, and we're just going to play the 6th and the 5th string. Okay? And there's a little bass run we can use to move between the chords, which is the open 6th string, and then the 3rd fret, and then the 4th fret, and then to where our finger is. Top, and then move the finger down 1 string and ignore the 6th string now and go to the 5th string. Exactly the same, then back to where we were. Again down. the A again. And then there's about a million different ways to turn this around, but we need to move to a B7 chord, which is this chord. There's your E. Move this first finger across one string to the fourth string, and take this ring finger off and replace it down on the third string there. So we have what looks like a D7 shape, but it's moved across two strings, and that's a B7. And the notes we play here, really we concentrate on the third, fourth and fifth. We can use the second string. If we want to get clever, we can put our pinky down on the first string and use that as well. But we won't, we'll just use this. So from the top, let's show you what we've covered so far. Our intro. Again. And then the bass notes. B7. And then into the riff. The A chord, then the B7 chord, and then an A. Notice what I've done now is played the full A, but I don't need to, I can just keep that finger there if I want to. And then a turnaround to bring us all the way back, which is an E chord. Then an E7 by putting the pinky down. So it's. Then an A. If you can't play the full A in the way I'm playing it, or if you try to play it with 3 fingers here or 3 fingers there sometimes, an easy way around is to make it an A7 and just play the 2 outside strings of that 3 and ignore the inside one. Gives us an A7 instead of an A. So the chords E, A7, A minor, back to the E, and then finally the B7, and then back into the riff. And of course we can then speed up with it if we want to. The alternative start again is this one. A, and then the E, E7, A7, A minor, E, B7. So it's E, B7, A minor, sorry, A or A7, A minor, E, and then the B7. And so there we go, a basic 12-bar blues for you. I don't know how long you've been playing or how basic you consider yourself, but you really should practice until you can play that perfectly.